to CS Summit 6. We have just discovered that things have gone live. We did not warn. We were not realizing it was going live. So here we are. Pissed around between FURIA and EG, and all of a sudden, already a 3-on-4. But I'm not playing it just yet. My colleagues Potter and FURIA will be joining me shortly. Yuri gets banged out in the face, and there's another spin, and it's all on Vinny, and he has nothing to do. Well, I hope everyone's day is going nice if you're here on the stream. Hope everyone's happy, comfortable, in a good mood. Look at Vinny. Just chilling, walking away, saving his armor. He's looking for that free upgrade, that $350 upgrade to head armor. Bomb's going to blow up any second now. And EG's got a big lead. Nice Brazilian behind them as well. Zeus playing against his countrymen in this game. That's going to be fun. Expect to buy out of the FURIA side of things. Some Deagles, some Scouts, some upgraded pistols. There's Yuri, snap buying the Deagle armor. FURIA now, ladies and gentlemen, sitting down. He's getting his microphone on. He's taking his time. He's no urgency, shown was. just leaving me here to dry. It's just,
you know,
he's like,
I just love it because he goes, "We're going live soon, guys."
Then we walk back in, and the pistol round's live.
Yeah. I really have to use the bathroom.
Yep.
All right, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I see we have the first pistol round going the way of EG here, starting on the T side on Nuke.
Who you got in this matchup? We didn't even get to do predictions. We did all of our pregame way earlier.
I mean, if we're just looking for drama and excitement, then I guess we want EG to win here, so we get...
Who do you believe is going to win?
Oh, man, it's so tough. So here's the thing. I kind of want FURIA to win because I would love to see that matchup between them and Liquid. But I think actually EG will win.
Okay.
So that's my prediction.
All right, I'm glad we got there.
So my heart
eventually.
says FURIA, my brain says EG.
You took your sweet time getting to the prediction, much like getting to the couch. Potter?
Oh, the other person is getting thrown under the bus.
That's a nice
now.
transition as well. I'm glad you've been able to lazily find your way over here.
I'm here. Did you want my prediction,
Yeah,
Jason?
who you got winning this?
I got FURIA winning this.
Okay. We got one FURIA, one EG.
This.
That's interesting.
How about the host? That never gets to...
Damn it.
Jason, make the call.
I'm taking EG as well.
All right.
Okay.
Wait, Robin, you said EG?
I said EG,
okay.
yeah. I said my heart says FURIA, my head says EG. That was a good little, I was going to say anti-eco, but obviously we know that FURIA bought a little bit, some armor, some Scouts. So this one should be a relatively easy one for EG. Still obviously very important in terms of just saving economy for the SMG there on, and obviously I'm still as blind as I was yesterday, but I think it's on Ethan. Definitely want to be going for some extra kills here. Some more money in the bank.
Do we need to scoot our chairs closer?
I need like,
binoculars?
I have contacts on, but I probably need glasses at the same time, I feel like.
You need to get on that LASIK hype.
Yeah, we talked about that. I'm a little bit freaked out, honestly.
It's not that bad. It's just a laser beam to the cornea.
Ooh, nice.
That's,
yeah, I know.
I don't know about that one.
All right, pretty stable anti-eco here. Henny gets one on ramp, but I think that's going to be it. Do you have these? That's a little bit low, but I don't think his route is going to be able to get anything from this. Never say never, but it's going to be a 3-0 for EG at the start here. We're going to be seeing the first weapon round next round. We'll see even here, I talked about a little bit how EG likes to play the CT side on this map. Obviously, it's FURIA starting on the CT side here. They play a little bit more aggressive, as you could imagine.
Oh, right into a double op setup for this defense. Art has one. We saw him, I mean, while you just talk about aggressive, I've seen him so many times get aggressive with his AWP towards the red box outside. He likes to get real frisky.
Yeah, and I think as you mentioned, like the double op setup, I think it's because of the spawn base that we'll see here. You're probably going to see someone towards T-Red or even an aggressive peek from the ramp side. Maybe even both, who knows, since it's a double op setup. It's a very quick round there from EG though. Inner bomb side rush.
What?
I feel like these never work in the beginning. I always say it's a bonus round though, but I feel like more and more nowadays you kind of expect that first round aggression on the CT side. So you waste a lot of nades early to kind of prevent that rush, and that's exactly what happens. I mean, it's just a meat grinder when EG just runs out of Squeaky there.
But also, I mean, Art.
He had a blind shot coming through the smoke.
Yeah, and I mean, he just ran through. He was blind prior to running through that smoke. But he knew his pathing. He knew exactly where to place his crosshair. He's done it so many times.
What a psychopath.
But here we go. Like I said, the bonus round for previous one. This is where you're probably going to see a regular default. Let's see if we can get the EG guys up and running on.
Yeah, we should say that's a horrible start to the T
no,
side
it
with the gun rounds from EG.
I'm not a fan of rounds like that in general. I love this from Art. We mentioned it and we'll mention it again. This like T-red kind of aggressive play that we'll see from Art quite often, I'd say. In double op setup, Henny just stationed on the ramp side as well. This is a very, I was going to say, very dominant hold so far. Misses that shot.
Yeah, he got destroyed, actually, by Stanislav. That's a cool little drive. Plenty of utility, but again, that Art in position with the AWP and Vinny as well. Flashbang as he opens the door. It didn't fully work. Ethan's got a double. That's a great find. They've pulled it right back, and now with an op, they're in a bit of a tough space, although Nade is going to... I take it all back. They're good.
Wow.
They're hanging out.
Things got dicey there. I mean, Henny's shot, it looked like it just barely clipped, but it didn't even hit anyone, just right between two Ts, just pressing W, gaining that space on him. But once again, really fancy moves from FURIA, and I like that flash out the door with his teammate to come trade right behind him, but...
Didn't
Ethan.
trade.
Yeah, he did it.
Well,
you know, Ethan had a nice spray down.
No, absolutely. And I was going to say, I mean, you could argue as well the same thing of like, you could just wait for him to plant. It's a 4-on-2 situation.
Yeah.
But I like that FURIA is just fighting for this now instead of like, don't let EG just fall back and kind of rotate and stuff. Like, put the pressure on them. Just showcase, well, we're not scared of you. We like to play aggressive. Sure, just having two members alive. I mean, it's a little bit sloppy, but it's a round win nonetheless. It's an eco round again from EG. Making their way lower here.
Henny under a lot of pressure, but the backup came. The backup came, so only he's lost, but they do recover that AWP.
And they've actually, I mean, what, the first gun round that FURIA won was 5 players alive, then it was just 2 players alive, now it's 4 players alive. So that's actually, I mean, it's not bad to help start growing your economy early on. Good stuff from FURIA. These ops going to work already. Both Brazilian teams have a pretty formidable double op setup. Art and Henny, and then KNG and Fallen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks to be like the Brazilian meta with the double ops.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have some European teams that plays it too, but when we compare, like, for example, the
American
Liquid
teams don't even have ops.
No, actually, I was going to say, when you compare that, for example, to a team like Liquid, they don't even have a full-time offer. They have a lot of flexibility in theirs, though. But again, we see in the inner bomb site play here, I feel like EG has like some sort of an idea with these kind of rounds they have.
Oh my Christ.
But this is basically where we see, and we
He's
talk
using
about
it like a shotgun.
Yeah. It's literally just a shotgun, just pushing through that hut. And you know, you noticed he had a teammate, a rifler, right next to him in case things got a little too dicey that he was in some trouble. He had that backup right at his toes.
I wonder how we're going to start seeing T-sides change and adapt on this map, because I'm starting to notice that way more teams on their CT side are willing to push into hut like right off the bat. And even if they don't push all the way into lobby, they'll grab like an angle to peer towards the radio room entrance. So I don't know. I think a lot of that is the point of taking advantage of the fact that most teams leave, what, 1, maybe 2 players to watch while they mess with outside. So I think there's going to be a lot that has to change on T-sides with Nuke coming up pretty quick.
That's a juicy grenade from Yuri. But
Juicy.
EG, they're not making any noise crossing through these smokes.
We'll see here, though. They already have a member down here, Vinny.
Nice flash.
Low by here from the EG side. Not a lot of nades. They have to keep those smokes as well because they need it for upper, so that's why you didn't see them actually waste a smoke on the molly. And Art just down in vents with an op as well. This is exactly what you want from Fury there. And, you know, if EG, that's some frustration there. Just don't have that smoke to cover. And obviously you end up wasting it now. You could have just used it at the end there.
They got slipped by that Molotov as well, which was really painful. Either way, this round, like, all they're going to get out of it is damage. Cirque with that AWP, it's like, go get us some kills. Go chip away at this economy.
Yeah, but I like this round from EG in the sense of, like, you do the smoke wall and you kind of go down. When we look at the FURIA setup with the double up setup here, like, you kind of know where they're going to be at, right? Like, if Art is obviously going to be outside or inner, and then we have that positioning on the ramp side as well. It's something that as well where you want to point out of, you know, just because you have an up and ramp doesn't mean it's just completely locked in. If anything, the rotation is going to be pretty slow there. So if you do a good job with the flashes, you can actually go down here and do a pretty good job if you just do the smoke wall and you can just, like, kind of drop off a guy there too. So
speaking of those two smoke walls, well, Cirque might make things interesting, so I might have to hold that thought. But Stanislaw gets taken out. Yeah.
I don't think he heard that player drop.
Okay, but to the point of those two smoke walls, I mean, we saw Art in those forward position. We talked about it before at that T-Red. It actually ends up helping him out to escape route towards that secret. And so now we're seeing a lot more teams throwing a delayed smoke, but the ones that are closer to the connector, that kind of bluffs whether you're going through a connector pop or a secret stairs pop. So it's going to be interesting if EG keep throwing that smoke wall down and kind of giving Art the line of sight and the duel that he wants, or if there's going to be some sort of an adjustment with those smokes.
I mean, at this point, I think if you're EG, you just start nading or molotoving or flashing that red angle that he was at earlier. Just pretty much every single time you want to take it because you just never know. He's there again.
He's
Delayed.
spotted.
That's a wide peek. He had a chance to get the shot, and then who knows what happens after that. Yuri, that's a sick headshot. Cirque has him trapped in, but he missed an opportunity, and that is crazy amounts of pressure.
Good trades coming out of Cirque there. And once again, Art, he had a buddy this time in Yuri, and nice hold from Yuri. It would have looked a lot better if Art was able to get that kill, but this was once again a nice answer coming out of EG, and Breeze with that kill makes things a lot easier, and just that wide race car peak swing onto Henny makes it even more tough.
That could have gone a lot worse, actually, because, like, as Jason said there, you know, you kind of know that Art is going to be around this area. Sure, they spotted, but no nades are being thrown, and they don't even clear this area first. So Yuri with 2 nice kills here. Sure, we do get the trades from Ethan here on Vinny, and then Yuri goes down. But it could have been definitely a little bit sloppy. It's a round win for sure. And I like the fact that they actually found an answer here. You know, otherwise Art would have just continued to do it every single round. Now maybe we might see a little bit more of a, I was gonna say, less aggressive, but obviously still aggressive when we're talking about Furia.
Obviously still aggressive.
And especially because that round still looked good for Furia. It was just one missed shot from Art, but Yuri...
This is what you were talking about, Christina. Obviously, I think this is Art smoke maybe, but exactly like you're saying, because they utilize that smoke so well nowadays, of just, it's like an extra wall for the CTs to, like, just move around.
Yeah.
And exactly like you're saying, you kind of see that wall a little bit more now towards the mini area instead.
Oh, what a shot from Ethan.
Snap.
Art thought.
Yeah, he was.
He thought.
He got. This is a natural position from Vinny, but that's an even better shot. Breeze and Ethan, 2 of the most skilled players on EG, coming alive with some nice shots here. Yuri's going to make his way in, but these AWPs are having such an impact on both sides. Cirque now getting a follow-up kill onto Yuri. 45 seconds for a 2-on-4 in the favor of EG. 2 players on low HP, though. They do have a standing downstairs. It's all about crossing. I didn't even notice we have Gaben up on the monitor.
Oh, yeah, we do. I was just going to point out, Cirque is such an important player now for EG. He has all the nades just as a smoke for lower. It's pretty important that he stays alive.
20 seconds.
That's a big
Noise
kill
being
for
made.
Furia to get to, but if you pay attention to where Furia is, you know, they have lobby controls, looking to be a save, you know, 4-on-2 situations, bombs about to go down, and no nades on their end, except for, I think it's a flash.
I think Quesarado has money to drop. Art and Vinny, a little over 1,000, it looks like. Actually, I can't even see Art. That's what, 3K? 31?
Oh, how's it going, Mr. LASIK man?
I know, it's not gone well. It's horrifying, actually.
Well, they recover Art's AWP, so that definitely helps.
Time to request a 70-inch TV. Oh, I also noticed. I actually didn't. We kept on yesterday. I kept on saying when it comes to the economy and stuff like that, we kept on seeing just the 3 nades from a lot of the players. And it's because it doesn't, I don't think the UI shows double the flashbangs. It's something to note in some cases when we do see like a lot of money and we just see the 3 nades on one of the sides. They probably have the 2 flashbangs. And that's also important for me to know. I talk a lot about utility and stuff like that, so.
Expected from a coach?
Expected. Maybe.
How's it been? What's it been like coaching?
It's been
versus playing. Is it more stressful, less stressful?
It's a little bit of both. I think that, you know, even when you're sitting, I'm trying to use the example, even when you're sitting here, like, you know, on an analyst desk or even like casting at the same time, one thing that I think people just have a really hard time understanding is the information, the amount of information that gets just lost because a player doesn't say something. The amount of information that just like people don't seem to be like valuable, for example, that might make you lose a round.
Right.
You know, like for example, we'll use an example on, let's say, does 2 on long. Let's say that, you know, our player there is not calling out what nades are being used, right? And then all of a sudden, you know, Richard is supposed to make a call. I'll be like, hey, let's go A. They don't have any nades, but we have like no information. Like a lot of that stuff get lost in transactions. It's the same thing when we look at like map control. And that's been a little bit frustrating as a coach because obviously you see all 5 players. Yeah. And you kind of see a lot of gaps in the sense like, why didn't you call that? Why didn't you do that? But it's also very rewarding to see when things actually do start clicking a little bit to kind of see that work of, oh, I've actually got like these 5 players to like work together in like a little bit better. So I can definitely see even probably for Janko as well when he made that transition over, you know, from being on the desk to being a coach. Yeah, well, I mean, desk to coach is definitely more stressful. It's
now you were in-game leading at first, and now you're not. But I know Threat recently, he's been trying to transition by not calling out those things. But when you notice that something's getting lost, are you having to control your urge to
I try not to call as much as I can. Like, for example, obviously, if it's an official game, I try and call and stuff like that. But if it's practice, and let's say, for example, I see that someone, like, fails to say something, I might just be like, hey, let's, like, you know, talk about nades. Let's talk about this. Like, what's going on? So I put that still in their hands. Because I know that once we go offline and stuff like that, the more you help these guys out, I'm not just talking about my players, but you make them lazy in some sense. You kind of make them like, oh, like someone else just going to call this for me. You're not going to get those kind of advantages when you're at an offline event. Because then I'm not allowed to talk. I'm not allowed to talk when we call a timeout, right? And the same thing when my players die, you know, like they have to, you know, when you die, someone has to take over. There's a comms from Magic, for example, from Australis, and you notice the same thing, how much he takes up the pace of calling when he actually ends up dying. And that's just overall just very important of, you know, and I think that's been like the biggest thing as well, working on, you know, when you talk about coaching and stuff in general, just like making sure that everyone is talking and calling and like working well together. But I think it's different. I think you have a lot of different like coaching styles as well. You know, when we talked about, for example, an I'm a pet versus like a Zeus, like I'm a pet is someone that doesn't have a lot of in-game experience. Obviously hasn't been a pro himself, but he's watched a lot of CS and he's also very knowledgeable in that sense. So he has a lot. I think he has a lot to come with when it comes to strategical approaches and stuff like that. Definitely. Whereas a player like Zeus, I think, has a lot to come with when it comes to like reading the opponents, like the mentality of the opponents. You know, like sticking rounds together for them to make sense. So like they kind of tie them together. Like it's not very obvious of where, you know, your players are going or whatnot. I've talked about this now for 2 rounds. I've noticed last round was the weapon round. This is a bit of a save. Looking like a 7-5 scoreline on the EG side, their T side as well. So this is a very nice side so far, man.
Yeah, EG have been doing a fantastic job not giving FURIA the type of duels that they're looking for. I mean, you see it multiple times, spreading out, pausing things down, not letting Yuri get double kills, and Art thrive within those pushed forward positions. So EG, this slow approach and just bait and switching, it's working out phenomenally for them.
And I actually thought they were going to be in a lot of trouble when that double op got rolling on FURIA. Like, I was watching it, and I was like, wow, I don't know how they're going to be able to bust through this and take that out of their hands, and they've done it just well.
One of the things for me when FURIA first got into the scene and started beating these teams as well, one of the things I said was, you know, and I feel like a lot of people agreed of, like, give them some time for people to kind of adapt and, like, learn from how they like to play. And we kind of, my worry here with FURIA is that now, obviously, they've reinvented themselves a little bit, but they've kept the same aggression. And I think it's one of those playstyles of, I think it takes a lot of work to get it, like a lot of commitment and work to get it to actually work within the server. And like EG is playing right now, this is like very much a counter, like we're saying. You don't see a lot of nades being thrown. You see a lot of just like holding angles and stuff like that, expecting FURIA to come and push. And FURIA just has to, like, you know, we talk about the change of pace, of calling a timeout, of saying, hey, we've been very aggressive now start of this half. We have to like kind of calm it down a little bit. Let's play a little bit defensive. Let's see what EG actually has to come with on their T side and let them come to us. Let them search for the opening. Let them actually do and execute. Because that's what happened in the beginning of the round. We saw EG just start rushing, right? And FURIA had a really great response to that the last few rounds. And obviously Eco's rounds involved in that too. I feel like they have lost the entry a little bit. They have been a little bit too aggressive. So nice change of pace here.
Ooh, Art waiting for his moment to be aggressive. Sees nothing so far. Of course, he's going to hop into that smoke while scoped in. He is a madman, quite literally. And this is going to be tough to find. He's got a player at red box at the moment. There's just no way he can check all that now. They've got to hear those footsteps in towards Mini. But this is going to be a ramp hit, and Henny steps into it when he sees the nade.
All these rotations that EG were able to manipulate.
Yeah, they did such a great job.
Yeah, now they just get to pick them off one by one. But Art, he finds himself in a awkward position. That smoke is certainly going to make things more tough, and I think he's just thinking about saving at this point.
Yeah, this is FURIA never even been able to get into this round whatsoever. That was really cool from EG. The play outside as well from Stanislaw was a thing of beauty. If he's going to get aggressive, just don't show yourself. Let your teammates make it. And that lurk is so powerful when an aggressive player has to like recover from his overextension, and there's just really nothing you can actually do.
And you saw the swap of focus there from EG as well. I had mentioned it. You know, when you have in the beginning of the half, you put a lot of focus outside of it, even in the inner bomb site, and you leave ramp a little bit by himself. You see there, rotation just doesn't exist, right? So if EG gets that entry, you get a very quick rush downstairs. And Art, we talked about timing. Art was actually lower, but he went aggressive through the smoke and he ended up being in mini instead. So now you have no one lower to begin with as well. So I think EG is doing a really good job with FURIA's rotations here. I think they're playing it very smart, very cool, calm and collected as well. 2 more rounds of the half. We do have money still on the FURIA side, but I think they definitely need these two. We know that they're a good T-sided team, but 10 rounds on the T side is definitely a stretch.
I'd be sick if they get there, though. It'd make that second half, you know, a little bit more of a breeze. This time, much faster pace. Smoke wall is up. They have 1 AWP and 1 rifle to worry about, upgraded pistols. And now they slow it down. And look how passive Breeze is. He's like, yeah, you guys can have lobby. I'm just going to shoot the Mac.
What a call coming out of EG. You know, we saw them try to go fast upper. It didn't find too much success, but this time around, it's just W down to Secret. And Art, you know, we saw him here defending multiple times, but because there's just been that lurk, that bluff of that outside pressure, he's left it completely open.
I can't believe Art is that aggressive with his AWP.
But this is...
it's so funny just watching him.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely insane. He's a
that's
madman,
psychotic
right?
with it scoped in the whole time.
But this is also very common in the sense of like how T's position themselves. If you do 4 outside, the most important thing for the lobby player is just staying alive. Like, just don't just die. Yeah. It's a lurk position, right? So like you see there, like it's a lot of information from FURIA, but because EG is doing such a good job on outside at the same time, and Breeze doesn't die in there, like they're not getting anything done. Yeah, they have the map control, but they've lost the control of the map that they needed, right? They didn't make the read on time. Once they're in lobby here, where else could they be? Well, they obviously have to be outside, right? Yeah. This is where you have to gamble. Are we going lower and we're just going to gamble lower? Or do we think they're going to go under heaven? You can also set that up, right? Because then you can set up one guy in hot, you hold up heaven, and it's like lobby setup instead. But we don't see that from FURIA. We see aggression, but we kind of don't see the adaptation of like using the information to your advantage. And I think EG is really using that to their favor now. And we have the last round on our hands. Again, I talk about the adaptation. I would love to see the same thing from FURIA. Just have a default setup, like a defensive setup. You can have the Opera up in heaven. You can have one guy in ramp. Just have one guy as well. The Opera on heaven is usually ramp rotate. Have 2 guys inner and there's 1 guy lower. It doesn't have to peak. Just be very compact play. Work on the traits and the rotations. And see if EG can do something with that, but we'll see. That's my opinion. Obviously, FURIA is definitely going to have something else in mind, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's the double ops once again. Art, Here we are, finally in
It's back.
some light, yeah, in the very last round of this first half. And Yuri, he's found a lot of success here, but this time he's alone. He doesn't have Art to get that contact first, and he's backing out.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the only thing holding EG back from turning that corner is the respect and fear of what the defense was looking like outside early on. Else Yuri would have gone down. It's a two-man advantage for FURIA, and there's no access anywhere for EG at the moment. That's a good win for Ethan. He can drop down, but they likely see that. Instead, just going to smoke it off. And again, does FURIA, does Vinny want to get aggressive through that smoke?
I think this is a good call this time around. You have the man advantage. It's 4-on-3. You know they're outside, but that's not a lot of like in terms of
You
map
can just
control.
turtle up, right? It should
Exactly
be so
right.
easy
Yeah,
to just turtle
like,
into the bomb
it's the
sites.
same thing. I always say the same thing about ramp. Like ramp is map control, but it's pretty much of a waste, right? Because you don't get anything from it. It's not like you can plant the bomb, for example. It's just one way of the map, but because this map is so compact and like the rotations are there, it doesn't matter. You can kind of give that to the T. Same thing with the outside. And I love the fact that FURIA doesn't really overextend here. They get the entries, they fall back, they turtle up. Let EG come to you. And it's a 9-6.
This is a lot to ask for Stanislaw, but he does avoid that line of sight from Henny, smartly so. He's got the intel from his teammate that just went down, but he's going to avoid that altogether.
I admire that you guys are actually talking about this round as if there's a chance.
No, I'm
Saves
not.
can win.
I mean, I
I
know
think
it's
there's
over.
a chance.
10 seconds
There's
left.
8 seconds on the
Just
clock.
that
There's no
bomb.
chance.
There's not anymore. I thought it was just clever that he did that. I thought he was going to go for the kill at least after, but he
It's
starts going
all
hut.
good. It's
Why'd he go
all
hut?
Good. Nobody knows. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, we'll hopefully have an answer for you. See you soon.
Welcome back, ladies
Third
and
time's the charm.
gentlemen. Third time's the charm. It's the second piss round, map number 1.
I hope
FURIA
you
on the
enjoyed
T side.
our Pikachu barbecue. I guess we know what we're having for lunch tomorrow.
Yeah. It's Hawaiian barbecue.
Overnight slow roast.
Oh.
Yeah, it's in there. It's
Just,
broiling over
meat
there
just
already.
melts in your mouth.
Oh,
Yep.
it's going to be a nice little round, baby, from Tariq. He gets the first one, doesn't get the second. Kiss Rod or trades. Nicely done. They're going down vents. There's 2 set of nades on the FURIA side, so they used all of them except for the one smoke.
Ooh,
but
Ethan,
they make it down.
Ethan hasn't rotated. You want to talk about communication going on. There seems to be none of it.
Well, I say that, but you look at the rotation. This is going to be a very quick retake from EG. No nades, but it's going to be 4 members.
Oh,
It's all
dear
about the
Lord.
trades here. Yep, we're going to see the red
Oh.
carpet come in.
What
It's
is...
Breeze. He's still got the kit, but he's so low on HP. He's just hit 2 nice shots, though, so he's feeling good. He's sticking it. Oh, Yuri calls it, though. Pros don't fake, Jason.
Well, you also don't fake when you have 8 HP. You just say, please don't peek me.
That was wild, though. Every player, all
I
10
know.
players, just were willing to just go in there, get involved, look for
kinda
one
have to.
taps.
It was so funny when you talk about even retakes, right? Because you look at the FURIA, they have no nades left. They use all of it. So what that means is, if EG were to have nades for this retake, let's say the smoke up short and stuff like that, FURIA is in a disadvantage. So they make the decision, hey, we have to fight for this bomb and we have to trade well. EG had the same approach, which is why it just looked like a straight slaughter, right? They're like, hey, we also have no nades, we have to trade. So basically a 4-on-4 on that bomb site, just a full-on brawl. FURIA gets the better of it.
I mean, Art hit 2 1-taps towards Ramprom on that. Like, if he doesn't get those, I want to see that Breeze sequence from his POV, because I don't know how he would have gotten that second kill. He was already low on HP, got the first headshot on Art, and then transitioned away to Henny. That was cool. 2-round lead for the Evil Geniuses.
Oof, a bit of a blunder there for Ethan, but that's a nice trade. There's trades just going off all across the map right now.
It's turned into a very brawly, scrappy game pretty
Yeah.
early on, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think when Cirque got picked off early there, they just, EG wanted to feel like they needed to do something, especially with the investment that they put into this round. But FURIA, they were completely ready for it. And Yuri, that shot onto Cirque outside. It was a bit of a spray, but it was such a beautiful spray. I like it when Yuri looks like he's feeling good. He's feeling himself.
It's going to be a nice, quick, easy round, I think, from FURIA. Full save on the EG. We have 4 HGs, though. Maybe 4 outside. Pretty common, and that's basically where they're running towards. We'll see if they just throw... Yeah, they throw them right off the bat instead of waiting for nades. So it's going to be, I call it a thin air. It's a 5 guys outside rush.
Get it. Get it. Oh, dear. I was hoping that Yuri would just go on a little sequence there.
That reload.
Yeah, he had never saw the other players coming either.
Sabotaging himself.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That's a cool AK skin.
Cirque has the same combo I have.
I don't like the purple on purple, I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
I will say though, maybe I don't like the purple on purple. I do like that you're trying to match the colors, right? I think you can do like a full set with red. I think you could do a full set with purple. I think there's a full set of rusty coat as well. You could do a lot of things with the skins, Jason.
I know, I'm just saying, you know, mix up the colors. Get, you know.
Get wild with it.
Yeah.
A little bit freaky.
Purple and orange is always cool.
I mean, you can have like one color on the C side, one color on the T side.
I'm not going to lie to you. I've never even...
Ooh,
I've never picked up glove skins. I just have the
Same.
standard, that old standard.
When the first ever skin update came out, yeah, I went a little bit overboard. But after that, I got like,
well, yeah, because you were like the marketing team for the
yeah.
You got to see all that shit. You hit the button.
I did hit the button. I also it was pretty funny because before that, like, so we got an understanding of how it worked. We got to open up the cases, and we didn't need the keys, right? Obviously, we didn't
that must be nice.
We didn't
That
get to
must
keep
be
the
nice.
skins. It was just like the way it worked, so we could see. And I think actually Fabric opened up a knife, like after a while of doing that. But I said this. I was just like, I don't want to open up the stuff because I'm not going to be able to keep it. I'd rather spend the money then because I'm going to be upset if I open up the knife. And then I just got a bunch of shit, and then I stopped. My best weapon I've ever opened up is the Fire Serpent.
Oh,
Ooh.
Furia doing what they did on pistol, but Stanislaw, he spotted him.
Oh,
This
that's a bomb.
timing, the
That's a bomb. Ooh, that's so depressing if you're Fury at the moment. And oh, what a shot! K Serato had no health, and that opens everything. I can't believe how much of a slaughter this is.
I think that's the fault as well, because you had mentioned like the bomb gets dropped, but I think EG starts panicking there, because I think the calls made, hey, bomb, come. But instead, you know, like Furia, they're taking it pretty quiet, like pretty calm there. They're just holding the sights a little bit. They have to kind of regroup when this happens, right? So I think it's a little bit smart. Like, don't overcomplicate things. I'll be like, hey, bomb sound, that's fine. What nades do we have? Like, where are we at? Like, what can we do to retake it, right?
It's pretty amazing that only one person is even close to the bomb from Fury, though. Like, look how spread out this team was when that hit went in. Like, 2 players were at the upper side of the map while the bomb was down lower behind vents.
Well,
but
you know
I wonder
that
if that call
timing-
was made late, right? About I'm just gonna go down because we're not taking inner or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, the timing, as soon as that bomb went down, all the Furia guys were already
Pushing ramp.
spacing. Yeah,
Yeah.
they just wanted to get up close so that they can catch off the rotators. And, you know, it ended up paying off for them because they can now collect the bomb later slowly at their own accord on their terms. And Breeze, he's got to save. But take a look at EG's money. It's not that bad. They were actually able to save 2 AKs in the last round when they full saved. So they've got some cushion to work with going into the next round.
Some cushion.
A lot of cushion. Cirque's rich.
Rich.
Balla.
Well, I mean, another opper that's very good with aggression as well. I'd like to see Cirque kind of fight back with that same sort of style that Art had to a degree. Art's what, got 20 kills? 20 and 11?
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Here we go. Nades to blow open the door. Pretty standard stuff. Mimicking an upper hit. Oh, Cirque just missed the opportunity. No damage through the vent. And oh dear. Furia is going to force Tarek. Oh, I can't. Art's here so quick.
And they're hitting ramp now. Tarek.
He can't go anywhere.
Yeah, he's got to
trapped.
select a target. He doesn't know which way, and Art, that jumping AK headshot takes him out. He got crunched.
Yeah.
Surrounded on all sides.
Well, that's got to be so frustrating too, because if you're Tarek, you're just like, come on, like, can I get some help? Like, that's what scares me a little bit, because he would have had options as well. We talk about Nuke all the time, and I know, Robin, you mentioned it, like, rotations are so important. So if Tarek's getting pinched like that, where's the rotation towards ramp room, right? Like the general, I mean, the most basic fundamental theory is someone from the upper bomb site can drop down vent, but if Art's already gotten down vent, that makes that dangerous. So instead, someone needs to rotate down the ladder to ramp room, and then Tarek can either go down below if he can beat Art there, or he stays in ramp room and they can actually fight that half of the attack. But Tarek just had no support and no options to do anything.
Exactly. You talk so much about rotation, I think exactly your point. Mostly people do have that first guy like, oh, if they go down lower or whatever, if they go down lower from outside, this is the first that goes down vents to help, right? But exactly like you're saying, let's say, for example, the T's have blown up the door, the squeaky door, and they're holding the angle. that call should be made. So because now you can't rotate lower if you're CT because you're stuck on that angle. So someone else has to do it, and that should obviously be talked about, right? You should always be sure that like this map is so important that rotations are on point. Otherwise, your seat side will be awful. It looks like a very compact and easy map, but because of the way that works, like, and obviously, like, speaking from experience, like, I think Swedish teams in general, even Danish teams, have had such a good fundamental approach on this map for years and years and years. And I think it's because...
Used to be Swedes leading the way.
No, exactly, but I think it's because I think that people have not figured out on how the rotations work necessarily on this map. And I think it's just one of these maps where it just have to be pinpoint.
Well, I know the problem for a lot of American teams was for a long time, and obviously this has changed a little bit. American teams didn't even like playing this map, and so you're never going to learn if you're not playing it. It's gotten better over time, but mostly just with the top tier. So even those guys don't even have a chance to play against teams that know how to rotate. You know, when we're practicing, especially during this online phase. So some interesting little cultural phenomena there. Penny going to lead the way. This is fast as well. This is 20 seconds into the round, and he's already turned this corner. He hasn't stopped.
He's just going to keep going.
They're all doing this.
Tarek, he's in for a surprise. As soon as he turns around, he's heard the door open. But there are now 2 members of FURIA at this point, and once again, Tarek is in a position where he's got to choose what target he wants to fight at. And
oh no.
Art.
Yep.
This is a play and a half. I love it. He can get a flank in. He's going to be able to meet people. Oh, they want to go up the vent.
There's just so many layers in FURIA's approach right now.
Oh, EG's so screwed. They lost this round. There's not even in the upper bomb side. It's all free and clear. They've actually pushed in towards Loppy, which is the correct counterplay. Stanizal could put a stop to this maybe, but Art's going to provide cover.
Oh.
I think he spotted that as well.
Oh.
That's real filthy.
Man, what an approach from FURIA.
Oh, no one's guarding the bomb, though. Okay. Sorry, please continue.
No. I was going to say, this is actually a little bit of a play from FURIA here. It's an Ents round. Ents had a round where basically they had 2 guys go lower, put up a lot of noise, then go up vent, and it's like a B1 split. I think FURIA has used that a little bit and remade it into their own. Art makes that round completely, coming under catwalk and just locks the rotation down. But exactly like what Jason said too, EG actually had a valid response to that round because they took lobby control when they realized, hey, FURIA might be lower and they also have under catwalk. As I mentioned, like, you want to have lobby control there. The only fault that EG had there was that they focused way too much on the ramp side instead of having like 1 guy in lobby, 1 guy in hut to hold the heavens control at least. And then you can have the 3 guys kind of rotate. But FURIA, I mean, again, we talk about the rotations. What a round they actually do. Like, I think EG has no idea what actually happens in that round. They have lower, they have garage, they have under heaven. The only thing EG had, they essentially swapped sides. EG was T on that side, and they had no control.
It's a really nice call from FURIA, considering the round before that is the one where they had just demolished Tarek, like put him in a really impossible situation. So you capitalize on an over-rotation from EG in this round, where previously they didn't get down below quick enough and with enough players to stop anything. This time they get down there super quick and with enough bodies, but that took it so that made the fake so strong. Stanislaw going to go down as well. You've got to just be straight caught off guard by the fact that Art doesn't even consider any danger in that drop down.
Oh, but sir, what a play!
Comms, Caserado. Vinny does trade though. Oh man.
This is winnable. Tarek wins these all day.
Yeah, and Art, he's actually wrapping back around. He's definitely heard that drop. He's communicating it over to Vinny.
Tarek lost.
Now, Vinny, he's definitely, it looks like he's going to go ramp, or he's waiting for Art to wrap back around. But Tarek, the timing is so great for him. But it takes him too many bullets to actually take him out.
That's a bold jump grenade with 9 HP.
Oh, that's calculated. What? That's so calculated.
Well, oh, did he blow the AK back to him?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad. Style points, certainly, but you got to win the round to get those points added to your scoreline. Vinny is in a pretty rough angle for Tarek to clear, considering Dark is to the right.
Vinny's in a good spot here, though. If he actually timings this and goes through the door himself. Ooh.
Oh man, that's very unfortunate. If you look at EG's setup that round, they actually, if you look at the way that their setup is, and this is what I was talking about, the compact setup for EG, they have all 5 members here willing to fight for EG. Look at the rotations coming in, they're all willing to take the fight. The fact that FURIA ends up winning this round, even though they're fighting as 5 EG players, is very, very impressive. And that just makes me think, for me, like, I don't think the EG is going to have a counter to this, knowing that FURIA just seems to be trading and shooting harder right now. That was the perfect setup for EG2 that they could have done. Like, in most cases, the compact setup, the reason why you run those setups is because you're really strong on these inner bomb site rushes, and on top of that, one of the things you can be really strong at if you make the call is you can also fight outside, something that Vitality does a lot. As soon as they see someone, you get the one flash, and all of a sudden there's 3 or 4 CT players there just waiting to fight. Kind of the same setup EG is running, but FURIA, because they're doing so much work with the rotations, because they're always having EG second guess themselves, even that one round there, even with 5 members alive, they're just doing such a good job with the trades. Very impressed so far.
Ooh! My man.
It's one
Nice
of the
shot.
first few timeouts we've had as well. We did see a little swap. Cirque a little bit more aggressive this time around with the op.
They needed it.
Yep.
They needed someone to start stepping up to the plate. That stops the attack cold. Although Art's just going to walk. Oh, dear. They've miscommunicated. That's way too easy. One in heaven comes out, drops to the floor. That was a lot of time for Art to adjust to that, but he wasn't able to get there. But still, there's just so much progress that's been made. And Breeze is a champ.
He's such a champ, man. Just flying out that raptor, getting in that position. Stanislaw kind of whiffs, but now FURIA, they know he's in this vent.
Yeah, but you still need to handle Breeze in the bomb site, and he's been unmovable.
That now they're just going to hunt Vinny down. If he picks this corner, he's got 2 CTs just waiting to blast him. A jiggle here, a jiggle there. Where's the bomb down at? Oh, it's right there, upper. That's a lot of work for Vinny to ahead of him, and Stanislaw's already waiting for him at his back.
That's unfortunate. Laid out.
It's a good dominant round though for EG, having 4 members alive.
Yeah, they needed to build up some economy for this.
Really nice response from Breeze.
Yeah, I mean, that was lucky too, because he was actually up in heaven, and
Well,
Art
Art
just didn't see him, and then he drops down. Like there was like a good 3 seconds where Breeze was just like a free kill.
Yeah.
But still, the bigger issue there, or maybe not issue, but the bigger thing that EG got away with is the fact that he was able to just walk into Mini and get a free kill on the player, not even looking on Hut. So I don't know if that's miscommunication between Cirque and the Hut player, but someone certainly thought that Mini was being watched.
We see that a lot. I feel like we've heard so many stories even about like a Skadoodle, you know, on the garage end of, you know, getting the one and maybe not calling if they could be lower or if they could be upper. There's a lot of things going on there. You know, when Cirque gets the first, he even clears up by minute there too, and probably calls that there's no one there. But because as he's running back, you kind of do have that like mistiming of like they're just the whole thing of like not a player calling, they could come into Mini is such a like a fault, right? Because as soon as you hear that, and if you're playing Hut, you will at least start looking there a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not just gonna assume that hey, they will never be able to come in there. As soon as you say that hey, they could do this, then you at least put the mindset of that first wall. Watch it back a little bit. There was another timeout. I think that was actually from the FURIA end. It's a nice dominant round from EG last round, having 4 members alive. They really needed for economy. But 13-10. So lobby standard from FURIA. Hasn't really been doing a lot outside. This is pretty common. We talk about setups, 4 guys inner, but this is definitely FURIA I was talking about. That's the whole thing of what FURIA likes to do. This is just so notorious FURIA. He walks out with a smoke, clears both angles. Art, you're insane, man. You're absolutely fucking insane. I can't believe, again, you do that.
Just entering with that AWP.
That is insane. I don't want to take anything away from that, but let's also say it's insane that no one from EG reacted at all to that shot.
But it was just so fast too, and his timing was perfect.
Well, he missed the first. Well, they had a guy holding that, right? But because Art gets the first one, and the thing is, normally when you get that kill, you're not expecting the T's, and especially with an op, to keep running out there and clear the next corner.
Yeah, but we've been talking about this tendency from Art for like a month, more than a month now that he's doing this kind of stuff. Like, certainly you have to go into a game against FURIA and say, if they get a kill, Art's coming at me.
There's only so many
Art's
things.
coming
Come
at
on.
like,
Elite
They're not
even
stopping.
said that he knew. I mean, of course these players are aware that it's going to happen, but that's the beauty of it. But also the ugliness of it is
Yeah.
that you know it's going to happen, but
But the reason why I say that is because even if you look at the angle, I'm not sure who was actually up there in the
there was one in
rooftop.
Rafters and there was
Yeah.
one in the bomb site itself.
I think
the-
it was
the
Breeze
sec-
and Ethan.
So the second kill here, here's the thing for me, what Art does is so insane because he does give a fuck about the site.
Okay.
He clears a little bit.
Yeah,
Look at the
but
wide.
after
you know what,
he gets the
swing?
first kill, there's 3 seconds. That's a lifetime in Counter-Strike to at least have that site player peek from the other end to trade off the Rafter kill.
No,
right?
I agree with that. No, absolutely.
Like,
yeah,
somebody.
somebody.
Like, come on now.
Please.
react! React!
Oh man.
Oh, my.
Again.
Same spot as well that Cirque got picked off by Yuri a
He's-
few rounds ago.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't spot him. Art was given a bit of a jiggle there by Stan, but he didn't spot him. It's not going to affect too much into the round. Ethan's already rotated down lower. And Tarek with the AWP now. Towards that ramp area. Oh, the spam war. Henny coming out on top of it.
This is crumbling for EG. This defense is looking very disorganized. 2 players down. Breeze looking for that lurk, and he's found it. Good awareness. The bomb will, well, maybe not quite yet. 3 players downstairs. No defenses here. Furia's kind of hit the pause button for the moment. They don't have a lot of utility either. Ethan, it's all down to timing. That is a nice win for Yuri, and now he can watch for the vent drop.
Man, the movements from Furia in this
Are
round
they
were
saving?
so fast.
I think they're saving
they
here.
are.
I think
Yeah.
I think it's a smart call to make. I mean, we have one Breeze that's low as it is, and also no nades. We picked up some on Torek though, but it's a flash and an HE. I think it's the right call to make here. You still have 5 rounds to work with, and on top of that, we had mentioned the whole thing with economy. They had 4 guys alive in coming into this round, so obviously the round was definitely winnable. But for next round, there's gonna be some money on EG's side, but nowhere near where they want it to be. Saving the op is definitely important. And here we go. It's the first map. FURIA has 5 rounds to map point. They've been playing this
How many do you
very
think it's
well.
going to take him?
I don't know. I don't think it's going to take him very long. I normally when you see rounds like this, though, this is like the scrappy round where you kind of see like them wanting to try and get it over with. You kind of, the assumption is that EG might not have a lot of money with like, oh, they might be buying rifles. That means they shouldn't have a lot of utility. But if you look at the EG buy here, it's actually a really good one. It's like the best one they could really hope for. So if they want to make a comeback, this is a really good buy to make that happen. The start. Standing start, like we said, the start here, it's exactly what they needed.
Yeah, and I mean, there's only so many times it's
I
good
said
to
the
see them put a
fast
stop
scrappy
to
round.
that.
Yeah, I mean, it's all, you know, it's like, I don't know why, because it happened even with my team, but it's like a mentality thing of like, oh, you know, we have the match point. Let's just like the first round when you get the match or map point like this is always a fast one, and I don't know why. It's just a mentality, right? It's just
Really?
like, yeah. You see here, same thing, right? Like Furia just wants to get it
well,
over with.
yeah.
They kind of do something unorthodox, but how often do you kind of see this work, right? Of like, because you
In
kind of
this game, I've seen it. Like Art's been
no,
able
I'm
to.
saying for map points, as
Yeah.
in 15. I'm not saying for round number 8.
Okay.
But I'm saying just when you do hit that magic number of 15,
Yeah.
the next round after that tends to be a very fast one. And especially if you know that EG has like a sloppy buy or whatever. Now, obviously, we
I
know
like
they
it. I
don't.
appreciate it. I like seeing if you can just end the game on a knockout.
It
or
happens.
on an
Listen,
uppercut.
man.
It's like
Pay
when you
attention
play.
to it every game
It's
we
like
watch.
when you
It's
played
gonna
spicy.
happen.
When you played Mortal
Oh.
Kombat as a kid and you had your opponent at low HP, you always went for the uppercut to finish him off. You wanted that like cinematic look to
the
the.
head to go off.
This round all of a sudden got interesting.
Yeah.
EG was in full control, but even Yuri, he almost got that double kill.
I mean, the nice thing about this for Furia is there's just so many win conditions in terms of grinding economy away, in terms of just obviously straight up killing strategy. Nice win for Ethan, tucking himself into the corner. 4 more chances for Furia.
The money's still good. just think EG needs one more round after this to put FURIA on a save, so we'll see. As I'd mentioned, there was not a fast round from FURIA. I mean, we're not expecting anything else, but this tends to be the round. That's why I was going to say 16-11 or 16-12, just because I feel like that round is always tends to be like just a wash. Looks to be an outside or a lobby default with Yuri taking up a lot of space outside here. Art goes down again. Stanislaw. These are two great rounds from him, actually.
Finally, an answer for Art and his shenanigans. EG coming out on top of the trades. A couple rounds in a row now.
Yeah, and it's a fast round again. 5-on-3 now. And it's only been 40 seconds this round so far. Okay, Serrano gets a nice little kill there again with the Squeaky. I feel like FURIA and Squeaky, they kind of go hand in hand.
And Serrano, another nice headshot. It's funny how this team is like, oh,
Jeez.
good find. Okay, hold the thought. 1 versus 2. This time Yuri's got plenty of time, he's got plenty of health, and he has the bomb against a UMP and an AWP on Cirque.
And the difference here, obviously, we have Yuri on a full HP, so
I don't know if I like that play. Obviously trying to keep Cirque frozen with the utility to the upper bomb site, but this is a long time to rotate away. And now when he gets to the lower bomb site, he's got no idea where anyone is, and he's got no utility to keep himself safe. And he's going to go down.
May have overthought that one.
Yeah, I thought first the Molotov and the smoke at the upper bomb site would be like go back to door and see if anyone tries to push close to the bomb site, like trying to bait out the reaction. He obviously could have used the smoke to also just kind of walk behind it, cross into the site.
I think here's the thing on this map. The one guy you always want to try and find is obviously the main rotate. And Tarek seems to be the guy that's lower all the time. And I think one of the main worry here is that where is Tarek? Because we haven't seen him really all half. He could have been the one that came up from vents, for example, in B1 on that split. Or he could have been at least on the other side of vents. So I think
is the main ramp player, though.
Is he there right now?
Yeah. Yeah, he's the Deddy ramp player. We even saw him bringing out the AWP too, and
it goes down. It's just like, it's all about rotate. Ooh, hold the thought. They're gonna hit this. Cirque missed opportunity. Tarek's there to keep spacing. Traded immediately, and Cirque's got to back off. I think it comes down to rotation, right? Because Tarek could be doing those things, but he needs someone to rotate to ramp to take up that position, or do something to help him be a little bit more dynamic.
Right, exactly. And as we talked about rotations before, like Tarek is also one of the guys that could be the guy that goes lower if Cirque is under heaven. Then Cirque would take over the ramp duties, and Tarek would go lower.
I can't believe he almost got that kill. What a little rat.
the timing sometimes unreal.
It's a little bit of a dangerous round here from FURIA. Bomb is down 4-on-4 though. Not a lot of nades. I was going to say, Arc really needs this kill here if they're going to want to make it happen.
Cirque just ruined his day.
If I'm Stanislaw, I'm so tilted right there. I'm so tilted.
No, Cirque just ran down the stairs and then ran back, but gave away the fact that someone was coming. They still might retake this. Utility is out. Molotov towards Dark. But Serrano just so good in a perfect position. Not the follow-up. Yuri, another 1 versus 2, but now they're tapping the bomb and they're defusing. He's got to go right now.
Wow.
That's an incredible shot. That's an incredible retake and win from EG.
Stanislaw is less tilted now. He's like, okay, you know what? It's
you can
fine.
laugh it off a little bit at this point.
Yeah.
Another attack.
You always have that guy in like matchmaking games when you're on like some big flank and you're walking, and then this little silver 2 dork just comes full sprinting behind you. You're like, man, I just spent 10 seconds taking my time, and here you
Clearing
are, ruined the day.
Yep.
Yeah. It's weird. You're a little bit. If you're EG here, you're a little bit lucky too that we don't get that first kill there onto Ethan.
Yeah.
Makes it a 1-on-1. There was at least like 6 shots on the side.
Still could have been like a really tough 1-on-1 to win when you consider Cirque with the AWP could have just tapped the bomb, and that's a pretty. You obviously, if you're going to try and stop that bomb plant, want to come out on that right side of the U-Haul. Stage right. Nope, maybe stage left. Don't mind me.
It's okay, Jason. You've lost yourself, you've lost me, and we've lost the community.
That seems harsh.
We're losing everything out here. Holy shit.
Things have really escalated quickly.
Oh man, and you know what else has been lost? Potentially
Sanity?
this round from FURIA. They're already down 5-3. It's been well, they've
It was
already been down.
15-10, right?
Yeah, 15-10. They have 5 rounds to work with, and we talk about economy as well. This was a timeout from FURIA. It's a low buy, or not a low buy, but it's like a partial buy, so there's still going to be a pretty good buy from FURIA for next round.
How are their ops so good at just picking off a player top hut? That's so ridiculous.
Yeah, every single time. and
FURIA wishes their defenders play top hut. They want them there.
Yeah.
Oh,
no!
You hate to see it. Breeze might be able to recover here. Oh, and Vinny takes him out. Both members of FURIA are low, though, and this close range versus Vinny, this might be beneficial for
This is the
Tarek.
bomb.
Yup. There's one, and now it's a 1 versus 1.
And there've been so many close rounds now, these.
There's
last
such
few
high,
rounds.
tense,
Yeah.
stressful situations. Oh, Tarek. Every decision he made there was the right one.
Big Daddy Tarek.
Yup. And he recovers the AWP, so that's huge for EG, not just because of that, but I mean, FURIA's money, they're not going to be able to buy everything they want this round.
Stanislaw's gotten,
Well,
he's
they had
gotten
a
away with
partial buy last round, right?
2 really awkward situations in these
It was
last
a
3
funky
rounds.
buy.
Yeah. There
Yeah.
just won't be an op, I guess. And no rifle on Case Dorado, actually.
It's all right. This
Deagle.
is where they thrive. One last chance. It all started with that fast opening round at that point, as Robin pointed out, and now we're here.
Told you, man, it's a curse.
It's a curse strategy. Uppercut attempt. It's a nice damage done to Yuri. I mean, they get downstairs quick again. Not a lot of nades or utility to actually take this bomb site. Big kill from Art. He's remaining outside. So Tarek again with the UMP, and he hasn't committed to the site. So how are you going to get close to put this UMP to work? Through the flames you go. Oh my dear lord.
That adjustment from Art. This is huge. 2 versus 5. I don't know how Tarek is still on an ump because he ended up winning that round.
I know. Give the man a rifle.
Yeah.
Give him something as a congratulations. That's it. They get picked apart at the final round, 16-14. Bloody hell.
Yeah, as you said, give the man a rifle, but he was a teammate. He ended up dropping a weapon, I think. Instead, he dropped the op and then got an SMG in return. Got full nades instead. But yeah, that was a very close series, 16-14 in favor of FURIA on EG's map pick. But let's talk more about it. We're going to cut to a quick break and we'll be right back.